John Jones made one wrong turn, 10 feet underground, and that wrong turn cost him everything. Not a mountain, not a deep ocean, not some extreme expedition that required years of training and specialized equipment. 10 feet, the distance from your front door to your driveway. That is how far underground John Jones was when he ran out of options. And what happened in the next 27 hours is the most disturbing cave story in American history. Nutty Putty Cave, Utah, Thanksgiving week, 2009. The cave sits in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by flat farmland. From the surface, it looks like a hole in the ground, which is exactly what it is. But underground, it opens into hundreds of feet of tunnels, passages, and chambers that twist and branch in every direction. The cave has a famous passage called the Birth Canal, a tunnel so narrow that you have to completely empty your lungs to squeeze through it. No air in your chest, walls pressing on both sides, moving by millimeters. Hundreds of people had done it before John Jones arrived that night with his brother and cousins. It was considered the highlight of the Nutty Putty experience. John wanted to find it. He did not find it. What he found instead was a different passage, one that looked similar, one that also required squeezing, one that sloped downward at a steep angle into the dark. He went in headfirst. About 10 feet down, the passage narrowed. Not dramatically, just enough. John Jones was now wedged in a crack in the earth pointing downward at a 70-degree angle, arms pinned to his sides by rock pressure, unable to push backward, unable to move forward, unable to raise his hands, completely immobilized, in the dark, upside down, alone, and already knowing with the specific clarity that comes from being completely stuck in a hole that this was not something he was getting himself out of. Here is what nobody tells you about being trapped upside down. Your body treats it as a medical emergency from the first minute. Blood immediately begins pooling in your upper body. Your heart, designed to pump blood upward against gravity, suddenly has no resistance and floods your head with pressure. Your cardiovascular system works harder with every passing minute just to compensate for your position. There is no injury, no bleeding, no impact. Just your position alone slowly killing you. The technical term is positional asphyxia. Your body's location in space becomes the weapon. John Jones went into that crack at 8 p.m. By 9 p.m., his family knew something was wrong. By 10 p.m., rescue teams were mobilizing. By midnight, 50 people were at the cave entrance. Every single one of them about to discover the most brutal truth in rescue operations. Knowing exactly where someone is does not mean you can reach them. What followed was 27 hours of the most agonizing rescue operation in Utah history. Cavers squeezed into the passage and tried to pull him free by hand. The rock held him tighter than any grip. They attached a rope to his legs and pulled upward. The angle was wrong. The passage walls created friction that made pulling impossible without causing further injury. They rigged a pulley system in a space barely wide enough for one person. At one point, after hours of engineering and physical effort, he moved 3 inches, 3 actual inches toward the surface. Then the equipment failed. John Jones slid back down, deeper than before. Here is the detail that breaks everyone who hears this story. The entire time John Jones was conscious, talking. Rescuers in the passage could hear him. His wife Emily had arrived at the cave. She could not go in. She sat at the entrance and talked to her husband through the rock. He asked about their daughter. He told Emily he loved her. He said he was cold. He said he was scared. And she kept talking about their daughter, about home, about normal things. Because talking through rock to your husband, who is 10 feet underground and cannot move, was the only thing available to her. And she did not stop. By morning, the rescue operation had grown to over 100 people. Structural engineers, medical specialists, rope systems experts, cave rescue teams from across the state, all focused on one problem, one man, one crack, 10 feet down, completely unreachable. They attempted drilling into the rock beside the passage to widen it enough for extraction. The drill reached close. Not close enough. The rock composition in that section was too hard and too unpredictable. Breaking through risked a collapse that would kill John and every rescuer within range. Every single approach hit the same wall. A wall made of options that did not exist. At 9 p.m. on November 25, exactly 27 hours after John Jones entered that passage, his heart stopped. Positional asphyxia. The inversion had placed more cardiovascular strain on his body than it could sustain for that duration. He died 10 feet underground, with a rope attached to his legs, with his wife at the entrance, with over 100 people standing above him who had spent an entire day trying to bring him home. Now comes the decision, the one the Jones family had to make in the hours after. Recovering John's body required the same impossible extraction that had already failed. Except now there was no urgency keeping rescuers willing to take extreme personal risk. The family was told plainly, recovery is possible, but dangerous. Someone else might die attempting it. John's wife, his parents, his brothers, and sisters. They made the decision together. Leave him. Do not risk another life. Let him stay. On the 1st of December 2009, 6 days after John Jones entered Nutty Putty Cave, Utah authorities sealed the entrance permanently with concrete. The cave is closed. It will never reopen. John Jones is still inside it. He is inside it right now, 10 feet underground, in a crack in the earth. In the dark, forever. The concrete slab sits in the middle of Utah farmland. No dramatic monument, no large marker, just a sealed hole in the ground that looks like nothing from the road. Except it is not nothing. It is a grave. For a 26-year-old man who took a wrong turn in the dark on Thanksgiving night, who spent his last hours talking to his wife through rock, who asked about his daughter, who said he was cold, who died 10 feet from the surface while 100 people stood above him, unable to do a single useful thing. John Jones is the only person in American history whose grave is a sealed cave. His family visits the concrete slab. They bring flowers. They stand above him. He is right there, 10 feet down, and completely unreachable. Same as the night it happened. Same as it will always be. This is Vorin. Every story on this channel is real. Every name is real. Every detail is documented. Subscribe. Because next week we go inside the cave dive in Norway, where a man had to swim through complete darkness past a dead body to reach the exit, and still almost did not make it out.